welcome back to another episode of Chat Link. Today we have Patrick Means, aka Tree Toad Phantom. So, Pat, how'd you come up with that gamer tag?
Oh, with that gamer tag. Uh, well, man, I'll be real with you. I went to the same website that Donald Glover went to get Childish Gambino his Wu-Tang Clan name generator, and I went there and I typed in, Patrick Means, and it came up Tree Toad Phantom. I said, "Oh shit, that's pretty badass. I'm gonna start using that." So that's it. That's my Wu-Tang Clan name. So.
Far out. Now I know you had other gamer tags in the past. I think the most recent one before this one was General Stray.
Well, yeah, I had Tree Toad Phantom is it now. Then it was Apostle of Cthulhu,
Mm-hmm.
followed by General Astray, followed by Indestructible P, and then before that was Pre-owned Patrick. That was the first one.
So you had many aliases in the gaming world.
Yeah, throughout the, I guess, 14 years or 15 years having a Xbox gamer tag. Yeah, it's been a trip.
All right. So, what's your top 5 video games of all times and/or franchises?
Top five. Uh, well, I think number one would have to be Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts holds a very dear and special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Got me through a lot of messed up stuff, early childhood, and lack of I don't know, endearing, trying to find good friendships, and then seeing that in that franchise, and that's what the whole series is about spreading the love, getting through the darkness, and trying to make light of a new day. And it stuck with me since I've been a kid, and I love it to death. My second favorite franchise would probably be The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
The CD Projekt Red developed games based on the novels, or the Witcher series novels, and they have done an incredible job throughout with the series. I remember I played Witcher 2 prior than I did 1, and beating Witcher 2 was just one hell of a story, which made me go back and play 1. And then I waited and waited until 3 came out. And when it finally came out, I was my jaw and expectations were already my jaw was on the floor, but my expectations were already so high, and it continued the whole playthrough. I wasn't disappointed in the slightest at any
Yeah.
moment, and it's one of the most incredible games I've ever played. My third favorite franchise of all time would probably be Final Fantasy, and it connects it over to the Kingdom Hearts realm.
Yeah.
I remember playing Final Fantasy VII on the PS1, and still own the copy for the PS1. Back when I was a kid, my dad owned a PlayStation, and that was one of the earliest games I remember playing. Besides the Nintendo 64 Mario Kart, I vividly remember playing that
Yeah.
one too. My fourth favorite franchise uh, is probably going to be the Warcraft
Mm-hmm.
franchise. Huge fan of World of Warcraft. Played it since 2006, and played it all through every expansion. Even to this day, I've never been a frequent user, as in every month subscribed. I would usually play the game for around the first month or two during
Mm-hmm.
launch, and usually for a month or two after or right before, like, the final uh, kind of update for the
Yeah.
expansion. So I'll play at the beginning and I'll play at the end for expansion, and I'll do that. and done that since
Hmm.
Legion. Uh, Other than that, my last favorite franchise, my fifth favorite franchise. Ah, shit, this is this is harder than I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's compelling questions that makes this a podcast.
it's the most compelling, I guess you would say. I Yeah, I'll probably am gonna have to say the more I play them, the more I thoroughly enjoy the Soul
Hmm.
series or Souls-like games. Uh, in particular, out of the Soul series, my favorite is Bloodborne,
Oh yeah,
and it's not even canon with Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3
yeah.
loosely parts, but Bloodborne is also, I think, one of the greatest games of all time,
Hmm.
and they crafted it in a sense where I already love Lovecraft and that era, that Victorian era setting, and them mixing elements of both of those together and make their own unique game
Hmm.
is incredible. And the story is really good too. Just like a lot of the Souls games, you got to pick up clues and pieces and characters and make the story from it. But Bloodborne was the same way, and I loved that. I just love not having a story or a game like force fed into you,
Hmm.
so you get to make your own kind of narrative as you go.
So yeah, Souls in itself, I think it's became its own genre because like recent games like Code Vein and others that's being created now, it's being referred to like a
Yeah,
Souls game. So I think it's becoming its own like kind of video game genre in a sense.
I feel you. I think franchise wise, Dark Souls is incredible.
Hmm.
Uh, I want to include Bloodborne in with that as much as I want to include Sekiro
Yeah.
with that as well, because I think all of those games, they might not be exactly set in stone in the same universe. It's that same company, that same format in essence. So out of that, Bloodborne for sure.
Oh, and let's not forget Neo.
Yeah, Neo's a hell of a game, but that I think that was like Toei Tecmo or something, and
Yeah, I
Toei
think
kept
Team Ninja.
yeah, Toei kept I can't even talk today. And yeah, Team Ninja, and they yeah, they did it. I heard Neo 2 was really good, and I've been wanting to play that.
um, so you're playing any current games? I mean, of course you are, but gotta ask the questions.
No, you gotta ask this hard, Matt. You're a hard-boiled detective right now.
I am Detective ChewDawgz
Detective Chew,
on the
uh,
case.
with the Maltese fat man, and yeah, your questions are a little too hard for me.
Yeah.
That's going lightly with it, but um, oh, currently I've been playing Destiny 2,
Hmm.
getting back into it. I think Beyond Light looks really good, and it gives me a chance to finish Forsaken,
Hmm.
the last kind of like added missions to Forsaken, as well as Shadowkeep. I got like halfway through Shadowkeep, so I'm excited to kind of continue that story as well.
Hmm.
Besides that, uh, I've been bouncing on and off the remaster of, well, supposed remaster of Kingdoms of Amalur,
Hmm.
and it's pretty much the exact same game. Like there's some slight increases to it, but other than that, it's the exact same game. So it's not even a remastered by all
Yeah.
means. And Remnant from the Ashes, I'm doing another playthrough on that slowly, but uh, that's probably the last main game I've been playing.
Slowly but surely.
That's it, going through the labyrinth slowly but surely.
All right. And on that note, talking about the current, what about the future? Are you looking forward to any other games coming out in the future for the new consoles or new gen?
You already know my answer on this one, bud.
Yep.
It's it's Cyberpunk 2077, another CD Project Red game, and I have been waiting for that game since I think it was like 2013 or 2012, 2013, 2014. Somewhere in that time, they did the first trailer to it. And immediately I thought of, oh my God, this is going to be a Blade Runner
Yeah.
game. And I love the Blade Runner films. And I was like, damn, this is going to be so good. And the more you watch it, the more you're like, oh, this is straight up Akira.
Yeah.
And it's just, I love it. I just think it's so awesome. And by the company who did The Witcher, my expectations again are so high, and I feel like when I play the game, my jaw is going to drop,
Yeah.
and it's just gonna be the same feeling. And besides that, I'm getting my PC slowly but surely like up to par, so I can play it at like 4K at 120 frames per second, and have everything max. Like that's my goal, is just to immerse myself in that game for at least a year or two.
Yeah. Are there any others?
Besides that, I'm actually looking forward to a game that was just launched or just released. Not released, but just announced, sorry. And it's coming soon. It's coming in December, I think. December 12th,
Mm-hmm.
around that area is when I looked at it. But it's called Chronos
Mm-hmm.
Before the Ashes. And it's a prequel to Remnant. Uh, and I'm excited about that. It looks like it's set
Mm-hmm.
in a different time, and it has a different aesthetic to it. It's more kind of like cartoonish in aesthetic, but still looks really cool. Uh, the game has a really cool dying mechanic too, where when you die, you actually get older. Like your character gets a year older, and your abilities are going to change more. So your whole play style changes the older you get. And I thought that was really interesting.
So I'm probably assuming they're probably like a mechanic where as you're getting older, I guess as symbolism, you're turning into a root, possibly, or
Maybe I'm not sure because the root is the predominant
yeah.
enemy in the first game. But this has a lot to do with like the labyrinth, and I know Remnant did as well with locations and trying to solve the riddle of it. But I think this is almost like the creation or the
Mm-hmm.
protector of the labyrinth. So I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to go. Other than that, uh, what I read with that
Mm-hmm.
mechanic, that age mechanic, is that when you're younger, you're going to be more melee focused, and as you get older, you're going to be more magic
Yeah.
focused. So I thought that was neat. It was just them kind of forcing a change on your game.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people, whenever they play a game, they have a certain play style. So,
Exactly. So that's almost like a force play style. The more you die, and I think that's pretty cool.
all right. So, let's go ahead and finish off this episode by having a hot topic in the gaming world and industry. So, this is being recorded Thursday, September 17th, and yesterday, the PlayStation 5 uh, was announced that pre orders start today. And so basically, I don't know if you get everybody has been caught up with the news lately, but the pre-orders for the online retailers and stuff basically either crashed or they sold out in minutes. And my opinion is that I believe there should not be like a surprise like a release or anything, and that developers and or specifically Sony in this case, they should give a heads up like announcement so that retailers can be better prepared for this.
I agree with you. I think having some type of leeway in
Mm-hmm.
time can definitely benefit your not only your sales when it comes to it, but how you're going to manage your account
Yeah.
too. That reminds me of what happened earlier today, and that was the RTX NVIDIA's RTX 3080 came out, and within 5 seconds they said the actual NVIDIA site sold out. and it was under a minute to 2 minutes on some of your major retailers like Best Buy and Newegg. And it was just announced within the past few hours that they were bots that did it. Some type of bot account that these uh, scalpers and resellers and uh, price jackers, they've been using this bot to just scalp them and then resell them on eBay, and they're going for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay right now.
The retail price is $7.99, right?
Yeah, the retail price for the 3080 is $699 for the Founders Edition, and there's a few third parties that are also $699. The ballpark is between $699 and the highest I saw was like $759. So, not $60 more. Like the most common ones were being sold for like $2,000 on eBay, while there was one that was bidded and just sold a few hours ago for $70,000. It's 100 times more than what the card actually retails for.
And that was for the Founders, right?
For the Founders Edition, yep. And that's just that's ridiculous.
I'm really having flashbacks to the PlayStation 4, where back in 2013, if you didn't have your pre-ordered console, like because it was released in November, if I remember, and if you didn't have your console pre-ordered before September, your chances of getting a PlayStation 4 was very slim, because you'll go into Amazon, eBay, the week of the PlayStation 4 release, and you'll see the PlayStation 4 retailed at $399. They're being priced to like $999 to upwards to like $1,200, and it's getting to a point where I don't know how they can be fixed, but because in reality, these developers and companies, they just want to see sales. They don't really necessarily want to keep track of scalpers, because if you, in a sense, these scalpers are buying their product anyways, so that's just a number for them to see.
Yeah, and I saw too that like the reason why eBay doesn't get rid of scalpers is because eBay gets a commission off of it. So out of that 70 grand that was sold, they're making a pretty penny too.
Oh yeah.
And if that happens for every card, then just look at that commission that eBay is going to get. They're not going to do it. I don't think any company's really, going to step up and do it. I did see, though, that NVIDIA is trying to like manually handle the purchases to make sure they're not being sent to like the same addresses or the same streets and stuff like that. They also talked about with that they would manually have people look into it too. So I thought that was a step forward. Again, I'm kind of with you. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. They're just going to see the profit, But it is, it's just disappointing that people are, honestly, people are being taken advantage of it. Because if you get your heart and your mind set up to buy something, especially a new console or new graphics cards, and those things bring you joy, then you're gonna fall for the scalping prices too.
I just hope the person who bought that $70,000 3080, I hope that asshat has to pay shipping.
That's it. Yeah, I hope it's not free fucking shipping.
Yeah.
I hope they at least get charged $20 to deliver that shit.
Now, I know your heart is set on PC gaming, but as a relevant question to the console wars, are you more excited for the Xbox Series X or the S, or are you more excited for the PlayStation 5?
Honestly, I'm more excited for the PS5. My consoles have always been kind of like skewed, or I would flip flop just to have time with both of them. And that started with like the PlayStation 2 era. I had the PS2 and then the 360. and then or the PS2 and then the Xbox, sorry. And then when the PS3 360 came out, I got the 360 first, and then I got the PS3. And when the PS4 Xbox came out, I got the PS4, traded it for the Xbox, and then traded that back in for a PS4 Pro. And so it's like I've constantly flip flop. I'll probably get the PS5 and then eventually get the Xbox Series X. It's I don't know why, but I'll probably wait too when it comes to it. Only because, well, you can't pre-order it anywhere now.
Yep.
GameStop's completely sold out.
Amazon sold out.
Locally. Amazon, Best Buy, Newegg, they're all gone. Even the actual PlayStation site. And I think that was actually linked to scalpers too, which is very disappointing.
Yeah.
They could have eliminated a lot of this just by using CAPTCHA. You have to prove that you're a human going through the process.
Yeah.
And that CAPTCHA does a great job at it.
And speaking of CAPTCHA, I just think it's how funny it is. If you purchase like a $5 game on Steam, it'll make you do the CAPTCHA sometimes, not all the time, and that's for a $5 digital game. But to pre-order a popular console that's about to release in 2 months, there's no CAPTCHA.
Yeah, there's no CAPTCHA, and it kind of makes you wonder where the profit is. The same with the graphics card. Like the 3090 is going to be sold next week or the week after, and it's going to be $1,500 at launch.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to have a CAPTCHA.
Let's pray for a CAPTCHA. Come on, the video.
Let's pray for it.
Come on, Sony. Xbox, I hope you're listening because your pre-orders don't start until the 22nd. Get that CAPTCHA.
They're just like, we're just trying to get profit at this point. Come on, boys. Use your butts.
All right, so I guess we're going to end it on that happy note. Pat, any final words you want to say to everybody?
I appreciate you having me on your show. It's a pleasure to talk to you, talk to your audience. I hope they enjoy me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with you. Thanks again for having me, man.
That's no problem. Now, I know I had Carrie on the previous episode, on the first episode, and before we recorded that, we were talking about having like a crossover, I guess what we called it. I can't remember, but it'd be kind of cool to have all you two on this, and we'll talk about video games and shit.
Oh, that would be cool. Where I don't have a podcast out, I'm just kind of in the middle. I'm like the defender holding back both sides.
You're always welcome to be on Chat Link here.
I appreciate that, man.
All right. Signing off.
Is that how you end those episodes?